Follow the crowd, let the crowd follow you. The problem with socialism is that you eventually run out of other people's money. Being powerful is like being a lady. If you have to tell people you are, you aren't. I am extraordinarily patient, provided I get my own way in the end. If you just set out to be liked, you will be prepared to compromise on anything at any time, and would achieve nothing. When I'm out of politics, I'm going to run a business. It'll be called Red a Spine. Europe was created by history. America was created by philosophy. It used to be about trying to do something. Now it's about trying to be someone. If you set out to be liked, you will accomplish nothing. I usually make up my mind about a man in 10 seconds, and I very rarely change it. Plan your work for today and every day, then work your plan. Socialists are happy until they run out of other people's money. No one would remember the Good Samaritan. If he'd only had good intentions, he had money as well. Christmas is a day of meaning and traditions, a special day spent in the warm circle of family and friends. I am extraordinarily patient provided I get my own way in the end. Margaret Thatcher. If you want to say something, ask a man. If you want to do something, ask a woman. Power is like being a woman. If you have to tell people that you are, then you're not. Pennies don't come from heaven. They have to be earned here on earth. Any woman who understands the problems of running a home, will be much closer to understanding the problems of running a country. The cock can be the one who crows, but the one who lays the eggs is the hen. The problem with socialism is that eventually, you run out of other people's money. You may have to fight more than once to win a battle. Plan your work for today and every day, then work on your plan. I'm exceptionally patient, provided I get my way in the end. A world without nuclear weapons would be less stable and more dangerous for all of us. No one will remember the Good Samaritan. If he only had good intentions, he also had money. If my critics saw me walking on the Thames, they would say it was because I couldn't swim. There is no such thing as society. There are separate men and women, and there are families. Nothing is more stubborn than the fashionable consensus. Treating British disease with socialism was like treating leukemia with a leech. I usually make up my mind about a guy in 10 seconds, and I very rarely change it. I am for the struggle between good and evil in politics, and I believe that good will triumph in the end. The battle for women's rights has been largely won. There is advantage in knowing the enemy, not least because at some point you may have the opportunity to make him a friend. One thing being in politics has taught me, is that men are not a rational or reasonable gender. Being Prime Minister is a lonely job. You cannot lead from the crowd. You don't lie intentionally, but sometimes you have to be evasive. One of the things being in politics has taught me, is that men are not a reason, or reasonable sex. If my critics saw me walking over the Thames, they would say it was because I couldn't swim. New ideas are created when they can be discussed freely. Problem with socialism is that eventually, you run out of other people's money. The problem with socialism is that you eventually run out of other people's money. While the home must always be the center of one's life, it should not be the boundary of one's ambitions. If you want something said, ask a man. If you want something done, ask a woman. Give me 6 men and true, and I will get policies through. There is no such thing as public money, there is only taxpayers' money. If you can't afford it, you can't have it. The problem with socialists is that they always run out of other people's money. Being powerful is like being a lady. If you have to tell people that you are, you aren't. The problem with socialism is that you eventually run out of other people's money. Global warming provides a marvelous excuse for global socialism. Feminists hate me, don't they? And I don't blame them. For I hate feminism. It is poison. All collectivism is always conducive to oppression, it is only the victims who differ. Politicians should resist the temptation to consider themselves experts in fields where they have no experience.